recording. It is August 6th, another live trading session. Nick is going to get into it. Start off with DXY, and we're going to go over all the pairs we're looking at for today.
All right.
Here we go. Good to go.
All right. Cool. All right. So this is DXY. Let me go to the daily time frame and talk about it a little bit. All right. So, most of you guys, if you guys are, regulars, you guys know we always cover DXY first. It's just the US dollar index only. That's all that this chart represents, is essentially just the strength of the US dollar in itself. So we do this because it's the reserve currency of the world. So because for its stability, it has a lot of appeal, and it makes up for 80% of all trade. So it's always good to kind of understand what's going on with the dollar, where it's at on the mid to lower time frames as well, just to see if anything has changed, anything we should be made aware of, and then we can move on to other pairs with that in mind. Okay, so we're here on the daily time frame. First thing we want to do is just identify sentiment, identify the trend, and see if anything has changed, from that trend. So we can clearly see this is bullish, right? Very, very bullish. Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, etc. And then we saw a kind of transition here right after Corona. So is that Corona drop, and then dollar shortage caused this huge appreciation. The Fed started changing some things, and then started to restabilize the dollar, because this is overappreciated. Obviously, they wanted to stabilize the dollar again. So we got some ranging, the symmetrical triangle, price action dropped. The market kind of priced in all the things that had been going on, and it just kept sliding and sliding and sliding, pushed right through this monthly support. So we're actually in a new zone. So we're in this lower range, opposed to up here, obviously, push lower, and it's looking very, very bearish. So this is actually a daily transition to the downside, because it was bullish here, but now we broke the zone, and it's looking, we're more bearish than anything else now. So we're pretty much just waiting for this to really confirm this zone in the form of a some sort of lower high or structure formation, which we haven't seen yet. It's kind of just straight down. It hasn't really formed anything as far as structure yet. So I'm gonna go to the 4-hour and just show you guys what needs to happen here for us to really confirm this area. Okay, I mean, nothing fundamentally has been good or positive for the US dollar, so this is definitely going to remain bearish for quite a while. But normally we want to see structure form. So 38.2 is the minimum level where we want to see, hit and then confirm structure. So this is pretty ideal. We would like to see some sort of pullback maybe, and then a drop. Maybe we'll just see some more consolidation in here, or we could get another, push, and momentum could not be done with this just yet. It could keep going lower and then come back and form structure. But right now we're pretty much just consolidating in this little rectangle pattern, box pattern. We could just see it continue to range, and then we'll be waiting for a break to the upside, structure formation, or a break to the downside, and look for significant support. But for right now, we just can see clearly that it's super bearish, pretty extended. I mean, DXY is just super bearish, and as you guys know, all these other major pairs are pretty much following. Whether it be an inverse correlation or a pretty similar correlation. Everything is kind of reacting based on the dollar. Okay, so this is DXY. We're going to move on to AU. All right, so again, go to the daily time frame. We're identifying trend, the overall sentiment, and seeing if anything has changed. On this whole view here, we can see that this is very, very bearish. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Lower high, last lower high here before the Corona drop. And then it spiked lower, obviously, into the monthly zone, and then came back in a very strong 4-hour bullish trend, which has been this entire retracement here. So let's drop time frames. Oh, until this zone was broken, we were bearish, and then clearly we saw it was broken. So now we can pretty much confirm that this is a daily transition happening. We're just waiting for the next run to the upside to confirm this even more so. But until this zone was broken, we were bearish on this. Okay, this is just basically just 100% retracement from this point to this point. All right, so let's go to the 4-hour and get a closer look. Super bullish trend. This is that entire retracement that we just talked about. This is that key monthly zone. This was that 100% tracement essentially. Then once it hit, double top, pushed down, gave us some sort of, bullish trend here. You could see the volume started picking up in favor of the bulls more so because we were kind of flat here, a little bit of ranging, and then it starts hiking up, nice higher low, higher high, higher low, and then it finally broke through our monthly zone. All right, so this brings us to this zone right here, testing this monthly as new support. Right, here's that significant break. It came back, tested a support, hit a fib level here, and then started continuing higher. This wasn't the most conviction. It's not the strongest trend right here. There's a lot of, low volume candles here, even though it is still, going up. But, we're just looking for a better entry, some sort of MA pullback, and then a cross. So we thought it was here, pushed up, didn't have the conviction, gave us an engulfing, which we exited on it. Excuse me. I'm on Do Not Disturb. How is this even possible? Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. What the hell?
Turn it off.
I did.
Hi guys,
on
put in
Do
your
Not
analysis
Disturb.
on CAD JPY will be embarrassed, but it seems like there'll be a pullback now for bullish. You're funny, Florian.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. All right. So anyway, so we bought in here. It pushed up. We exited on this engulfing, this bearish engulfing, because we were expecting some sort of reversal. This wasn't the strongest push, but anyway, it came back again. Another fib level hit, MA pullback, and then we got an MA cross, potential entry right on this engulfing as it crossed the MAs, right? And then pushed up. Now it's come back down, looking for some sort of higher low on the 38.2 or off this trend line, pretty much just as this arrow highlights here. So looking like this. Want to see a little cross the MAs here, consolidation, higher low, confirmed by bullish setups, crossing back through the MAs. That's going to be our entry, and the trade's going to essentially look just like this. Your entry is just going to be a few pips higher. Okay. Oh, it's actually not even that high. Something like that. Okay. Stop loss will be outside the higher low, outside the MAs, structure, this trend line. So it'll be well protected. And then again, you just target back up towards, this structure level at 0.735. All right. So it'd be like 50 pips to get about, 150. Let's just call it a 3.1 risk to reward, 3-to-1 risk to reward. And yeah, it's going to be a really great trade. All right. So I'm sorry, we actually entered here and then exited here on this reversal. So we were anticipating that. And yeah, turned out pretty good. All right, so that's AU USD. Let's move on to AJ. Looking very, very similar, but we're going to go to the daily first. Identify sentiment, trend, see if everything's changed. Super bearish, guys. Huge bearish channel. Lots of lower highs, lower lows. Okay, this was the last, a lower high, a little bit of double top before this Corona drop. And then, we found significant support. Price actually came right back. Huge 4-hour bullish trend. And it's been holding momentum on that 4-hour time frame pretty well. Just kind of pushing higher and higher. Rallied to the monthly pretty quickly, rejected pretty quickly. Came back down to test this trend line, this 200 EMA area, of this bearish channel, this daily bearish channel. And then it started continuing higher. So let's go to the 4-hour, get a closer look at this price action. All right, so this was that rally to the monthly, rejected pretty heavily, head and shoulders. Here was that test of the trend line. And then it just started forming, a bullish channel here, or a bullish trend here. And then it also a ascending triangle. So we're getting lots of higher lows. Key resistance right at 75 flat. Finally broke, pushed back into the monthly, couldn't quite break it, came back down, and now was testing 75 flat as new support, which is good because it's showing that this is, a pretty strong bullish trend. It's catching price action. It's pushing it back up, pushing back through the MAs, giving us more higher lows, higher highs. And, we're really just waiting for this zone to break here. Let me just extend this over a little bit, just like that. Okay. All right. So from here, you could take some long entries off of, key fib levels. Like if we get a 61.8 pullback here, this would actually be a pretty nice trade. Get a nice, let me pull this over actually. Something like this. So if it comes back down, it's pulling back, it's retracing through the MAs, which is a good sign. We want to see 61.8 hit, consolidation, bullish setups, pushing back through the MAs, that'd be good enough to enter on. Okay, and then we would target pretty much back up towards this prior high. And that's just this short-term trade. So, based on what happens here, if we get a break of this zone, so let's say we get a significant break of this monthly zone to the upside, let's say it pushes to the negative 27 and then pulls back, confirms some sort of higher low here, this is going to be a larger time frame move because we're getting a daily transition here. So if this monthly zone breaks, we'll be looking for, even more long opportunities, but, it could be even more significant moves. So that'll be exciting to see. It all depends on how price action reacts at this zone. If we do see a reversal, two things could happen. Either it's just going to keep ranging and still remain mostly bullish, or we'll start to see some sort of, transition to the downside because we're rejecting this monthly then quite a few times. We could be seeing a lot of, seller step into the market. So what needs to happen for us to consider shorts? I basically want to see a break of this zone right here, 75 flat, and then just working its way down and forming those lower lows, lower highs. Then we would be pretty sure that this is then turned bearish once we start getting some lower highs, breaking some support levels, retesting as resistance. That would be a pretty confirmed transition, and then we can start looking at shorts. Okay, so until this happens, nothing really here suggests bearish movement over the bulls. We're definitely more buyers than anything else. We're clearly in an uptrend. We definitely have a good amount of volume, bullish volume. So we're just kind of staying with that sentiment for now until something changes. Okay, so that's AJ, guys. Let's go ahead on to UJ. This one's looking good. This is actually a trade we have out right now, and I'll cover that in a second. First thing, daily time frame. Let's zoom out. Understand that this is clearly bearish. Clear as day. I'll argue all day long that this is bearish. So we have this huge ascending triangle here. Key support at 106 flat. And then we're just getting all these lower highs. Price is getting squeezed. The range here is just kind of narrowing, and the ranges are getting less and less as we're getting closer to this point. So let's go ahead and drop to the 4 hour. Oh, I'm sorry. We actually saw that this zone broke, right? This monthly zone has broken. Now we're looking for this to be confirmed as resistance, confirmed lower high, to really, truly break this out of this pattern and catch a larger move. So let's go to the 4 hour for a second. Okay. Here's that, kind of the end of the pattern here. We had some ranging between this resistance at 109.25, this monthly support at 106 flat. Got a lower high here before the initial drop. Another smaller pattern, ascending triangle, pushed lower, retested, consolidated, gave us a lower high, and then dropped off, blew right through this support level. Okay, and then it pulled back into this monthly zone, 61.8 fib level. Exactly what you want to see. You always want to, when you break a significant zone, playing into a larger move. This is pretty textbook the way this looks right now. Break, retest, form structure, good amount of confluence here. That's all you could really hope for. And then we're getting some bearish setups, nice engulfing, closure through the MAs. MAs seem to be holding. We also broke this lower time frame support right here. Now testing as resistance. So we're essentially just waiting for this to drop. We're just waiting for bearish setups currently. We've kind of seen everything we want to see. We executed already over here. And now we're just waiting for this to kind of drop again. So it's looking good right now, but a lot of consolidation. We definitely need to see some sort of bearish setups later in today. Otherwise, we're probably going to have to close just because of the lack of volume. All right, so this could be a pretty good trade. Again, it's about 65, 66 pips to get a little over 270, just over a 4-to-1 risk reward. Really great trade, guys. This whole week has actually been giving us really great risk reward ratios. So it's been a good trading week overall. All right, so this is our setup for now. We're definitely bearish, but for us to change sentiment, we essentially need to see a break of 106. You need to see a clean break of 106, confirmed higher low above this zone, preferably above this 200 EMA as well. And then and only then we can start looking at long positions. Okay, but until this happens, clearly we're bearish, and everything is pointing to the downside. So we're just going to keep watching this one and keep you guys updated for those of you who are in signals. Okay, so that's UJ. Let's move on to the next one, EJ. All right, Daily time frame. Let's go. Overall sentiment was bearish. Huge bearish channel. Pretty steep actually too. Formed a huge level of support at 116.5, pushed up, and actually, completely broke out of this channel, erased a ton of lower highs here, broke significant structure at 121.25, this is basically a transition, huge break and retest, retesting the trend line itself, crossing back above the MAs, and then continuing higher. So this is a clean daily transition here, and it's got the volume, definitely has the volume. So this thing's bullish as hell. Let's go to the 4-hour, get an idea of what current price action is doing. Okay, so here's that 4-hour trend, right? Here's that initial break. Here's the retest. Here's a continuation in the form of a pretty strong bullish trend here. So we marked this one up. We're waiting for some sort of entry outside of this on a break of this pattern here. Is this symmetrical triangle? Typically a continuation pattern, and even more so on this pair because of the momentum. We're very confident this is going to continue higher. It did. It actually broke out of this pattern and just kind of shot up. Wick back down to the 61.8. So, not the most ideal entry, not the cleanest entry. We did expect the 61.8 to be hit, but on, this time frame, 4-hour, 1 hour, it just wicked it really quick. So in order to catch this move, you probably would have to been on the 30-minute or 15-minute. But again, you always wanted to see body closure closer to a structure level to really confirm it. So otherwise, it kind of throws the risk to reward off if there's a lot of volume in this lower time frame. But anyway, still sentiment was right. It continued higher, it's pushing higher, and right now we're getting a little bit of a pullback. Is it gonna just find support right here? Could find support right here, basically right at 125. Could pull back, right? So could find support here and then just reverse, or we could get a pullback through the MAs, which would give us a chance to form structure again, whether it be at the 38.2. Should be right here. Drop below would be below the MAs. Consolidation, some sort of bullish setup, and then a cross back to the MAs. That would be ideal. Or again, 61.8. We're not opposed to either scenario. Whatever happens, we'll be kind of ready for it, ready to take a long opportunity into this monthly zone. Okay, so looking pretty good so far. If you did enter on the 61.8, you would have been up about 92. You would have been up over 100 pips actually at its max. Oh no, I'm sorry. What is this? 155 at its max. And this trade setup was basically risking 50 pips to get just over 225. Over a 4-to-1 risk reward. Again, really great risk reward, guys. And we could be seeing this setup again. You could get a second opportunity here, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. So clearly, this is very bullish. We're literally just waiting for this zone to be hit up here, and then we're going to reanalyze. But let's talk about the scenario. Bearish scenario. What needs to happen for us to start looking at short opportunities? We really need to get pretty much all the way down here below 122.75. We need to see a clean transition. We need to start seeing some lower lows, lower highs, breaks of significant support, structure levels. This pattern again over here. But I would say I would stick to the more conservative, trade idea and say I want to wait till this 122 zone is broken, and then confirm through a lower high, and then bearish setups. Okay, so until that happens, until we see a massive transition take place, we are very bullish. All right, so this is EJ. Let's move on to gold for a second, which is still pumping. I don't know, it's just absolutely absurd. Daily time frame, bullish. Super bullish. Pretty much the most bullish chart we're going to look at. Just surging higher and higher, and still has not formed structure. It's very overextended, guys. But you got to keep in mind that there's so much focus on gold right now. Everyone is focusing on gold. Because everyone's scared of cash because DXY is dropping, so everyone wants to hold gold. Like actually physically too. Like people are just going to gold right now. That's why it's surging. It's such a seemingly stable trend here. It just keeps going higher and higher. There's pretty much no pullback whatsoever. So guys, there's a lot of fundamentals that come into play here too. Okay, as the dollar gets weaker, as investment turns away from the dollar, people are still looking to invest. So they're looking for another safe haven. In this scenario, gold is a safe haven commodity. It's a pretty safe bet as of right now. So that's what is pretty much responsible for this surge, this huge surge. Also, guys, do some research on gold too. Read up on it, see why it's a good asset to kind of hold. And there's a lot of news surrounding the dollar right now. I mean, a lot of news surrounding gold right now. So yeah, definitely check it out. There's some good articles that some members sent me. I'm gonna drop that in the Discord later today. I think it's a pretty good read, and you guys should definitely check it out. It talks about one of the largest gold shipments ever to New York recently. It was like, what was it, 2,000 tons of gold or something crazy. I'll share the article with you guys in the Discord. But yeah, I mean, this thing is just bullish as hell right now. The only real way we can approach this is fundamentally at the moment until we see structure form, because there's no trade idea unless you're just buying into it. Okay, we want to see structure at the 38.2 hit or the 61.8. Until that happens, guys, this thing is just skyrocketing. It's just literally just skyrocketing. So that's pretty much it for gold. I'm definitely going to share that article. You guys should all read it. Okay. Quick recap. We covered DXY, AUD, USD, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. All right, guys. So, which is at 2,060 right now. Absolutely absurd. So I'm going to pass this off to Angelo. He's going to cover some of the majors and discuss his analysis with you guys. All right. So thank you.
Dope. So just give me 1 second here. If you guys want to enter in on the giveaway, just as always, put your Discord name into the chat, and we're going to do, it is completely random, so for people that say that we pick the winner, it is simply not true. So we will do it completely random following this session. So again, if you guys want to get in on the giveaway, just put your name into the chat. And if you guys have any questions, I know Nick said some regulars. There's also, we obviously understand people that aren't as regular that are in the session that are new. So for you guys that are new, if you have any questions on these live sessions, kind of what to expect and everything like that, just feel free to shoot us a message. We're always here. The best place to contact us is Discord. That's going to be the best place to get in touch with us. That's where we're the most active. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us in there or, just in the chat right now. So I'm going to go ahead and share up my screen. Boom. You guys see my screen okay?
Oh, this is your notes. There you go.
Yeah. You see my chart?
Yep.
Right,
and then
cool.
the signals thing is on the left.
All right, let's get started here. I'm going to minimize this. We got some people posting their names in the chat. That's good. Give yourselves a chance to win $25. We're going to, I got UJ here. I know Nick went over it, but I'm going to go over UJ again in a moment.
Go for it.
But we're going to bump up to GU. First of all, just to reiterate with DXY where exactly we're at. Let's just look at the daily time frame. DXY is definitely testing a support level right now. You know what I'm saying? Definitely testing support, falling to a new low. If I zoom out and I look left, try to make sense as to where we're at right now. We've got some support and resistance levels in here. I would say the level that we're at right now, is some sort of support and resistance level, but I could see this thing falling a little bit further right to about this level. So I'm looking for this thing to continue to retest this level, maybe go lower. So we'll see. Like we talked about on Monday, we're not going to make any moves on this until structure is really broken. So this 4-hour just formed structure finally. We really would need this 4-hour structure to break to really change our bias on this. All the way down to the 1 hour, obviously still very bearish. 30-minute time frame, even respecting this level. So we're going to have to wait and see DXY, what happens. Definitely pulling back a bit, got this wick forming. So we want to keep this in mind. So let's go first onto GU. Yesterday, I talked about a little trade idea. I just want to go over that again really quickly. So yesterday on the live session, we talked about this entry that happened in the middle of the night. and we were waiting for that pullback. So I just want to go over, this is exactly what we covered yesterday. This is just a little lesson for you guys. We had the higher high form pulled back. Where are we trying to enter on? We're always trying to enter on bullish engulfings through the moving averages. So we have this right here, potential entry, and we have this followed up with this. Both entries, where would we have put our stops? Simply below the moving average, below this higher low right here on that entry. And then again on this one, we would do the same thing more conservatively down here, more aggressively just below these moving averages. And then we would have targeted at least, 1-to-1 at first to get to break even. And then this thing inevitably went to 2-to-1 all the way up to about 3-to-1 right here. So this was definitely a really good trade, one that I personally didn't get in on, unfortunately, but this thing played out really well. So it's just a little example of the follow-up from yesterday's session. We had the transition on the 30-minute from bearish to bullish, made that high, pulled back, first higher low, boom. So today, let's take a look at where is our next potential opportunity. Again, as we bump up to a higher time frame, we got to keep in mind we are in this supply zone on this weekly time frame. This is a weekly lower high that was retested, but I think we could push all the way up to this monthly level. We're obviously very bullish at the moment, had a little bit of consolidation, and then we started taking off again. So every time frame, daily, 4-hour, all bullish, 4-hour just form structure, which is good because this just tells me if we want to actually short this pair based on that weekly supply zone, we now have a level that could be that we could watch to be broken on this 4-hour to really change structure. So again, how me and Nick look at, how we chart is basically what time frame do we see structure the clearest. That's we look at the 4-hour or the daily. In this case, we're on the 4-hour. 4-hour structure is bullish. So on the lower time frames, it's pretty simple. We're just going to look for buys. So on this, all the way on this lower time frame, we were looking where could we potentially buy. On the 1-hour, it has been bullish for a while, forming higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher high, or higher low, higher high. We came back to this level, had a little bit of a fake out here. This could have put us on the sidelines for a little bit, thinking maybe this is a break of structure. But then as this happened, we came up, broke structure, came all the way up, and we completely failed right here to find resistance. We broke through this level. So as soon as this breaks, that's when the buys are coming. So that's when buys here, buys here, buys here. And then, that's the same thing we're looking for now. We're looking for the pullback. 1 second. Whew. I feel like Nick out here. The allergies.
Oh, dude, don't even. If I was out there, I wouldn't even film. I would not put the film out there.
Oh, my God. All right, so we're looking for the same thing now. I feel like a sneeze oncoming, but it's not here. Jesus Christ.
Dude, it's terrible.
I'm going to die out here. All right.
Need a mask.
next to this damn tree. This thing's fucking me up right now.
Started dropping pollen on you.
Dude.
Invest in Allegra.
I had no idea. Yeah, this guy says, I don't take Allegra. I take Zyrtec, man. I don't fuck with Allegra.
Okay.
All right, so so let's get back to this. We're looking for the same thing that happened right here. So I'm going to bring out the bars pattern, our famous pattern. Boom. And I'm going to have to make this happen because my laptop's actually a little low.
Yeah, 12%.
12%. Oh. All right,
I'll
so we're looking for something similar to this. Boom. Come down here, find support, go north. So GU, I'll update this in the premium analysis. We're looking to go long on GU. Let's go over to EU, bump up. Again, we're always looking for structure on the higher time frames, guys. So daily time frame, bullish. We're at this weekly support level, could potentially go higher. 4-hour time frame until this level is broken. This is a nice confluence for us. Unless this is broken, this 4-hour support and break and retest, we are bullish on this. So on these lower time frames, we got to wait and see, where are potential opportunities. 1-hour time frame, we see this level was broken to make us be bullish. Right here, we could bring on a little fib, boom, high to low, or low to high. Now we're just looking to find support, where we talk about like entry zones in the course. We always draw those. Right now, really the main entry zone we're looking to come into is down here. This seems to be an area with multiple confirmations, 618 support, 200-day. So we're looking to get in that area. Then we'll go long. So I will drop this one in premium analysis as well. Let's bump over now to UCAD. Let's go up to the weekly time frame. What is the weekly? Just kind of one look right now. Weekly time frame is bearish. Our weekly time frame is bullish, but right now we're very bearish. We're coming into these support levels down here. We were looking at this weekly level, see if we could find support there. Got this trend line down here. So this thing's just falling. Again, as we go to the daily time frame, very bearish. And then inevitably the 4-hour time frame where we can see things a little bit more clearly. Clearly forming lower lows, lower high. Now we're at a lower low. So ideally we want to get to another lower high on this 4-hour time frame. On the 1 hour, it looks like this is forming, some sort of the potential to form a flag here, pulling back in this area. So we will see what happens with UCAD. I wish I had a fucking outlet out here.
I know, dude. This Zoom is draining your battery.
Dude, yeah, this is so beat.
It's dropping at like 2% at a time.
I don't think there's an outlet out here.
What do you got left? You got NU, USEF, and GJ?
Yeah. Oh, there is an outlet out here.
Do you have your charger?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to go grab it really quickly. You want to just cover UCAD real quick?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
I gotta grab this. All right, I'm going to grab my charger. I'll be right back.
Yep. No problem. All right, guys. So as you saw, this is clearly a huge drop here. Fairly. Oh shit. Oh, you stopped sharing? All right, I'll just reshare again. No problem. All right, guys. Let's see if we could do a little bonus pair or something in here. Let's see. What do you guys want to look at while we wait for Angelo? Let me know in chat. Something extra. Let's take a look at US 30 for a second. Jesus. Skyrocketing. Little Tesla. All right, let's see. What do you guys want to look at in the meantime? What did I have marked up here? BTC. This thing is currently at a monthly zone, guys. How many of you guys watch BTC? I know a couple of you do. I've been over it with a few of you. BTC. Yeah, we'll do BTC for now. US 30. All right, because I have BTC marked up and I'm not trying to do a full top-down analysis right now, we're trying to do a little BTC analysis, all right? So this is a light analysis that I did. AJ, I covered AJ. So if you guys want to, come back to that, if you did miss that, it's going to be recorded. UCAD. So we're going to wait for Angelo to cover UCAD because he did that one. We're going to do a little BTC action, all right, guys? So, clearly bullish. We had a huge spike recently, actually, guys. We're on the daily time frame here. We had this little descending triangle. It finally popped as it got squeezed. And now we're at, new highs, guys. We're sitting around this monthly at around 11K 500. This thing has been moving quite a bit. So let's do some higher time frame analysis here. Take a look at the weekly, where price action has been at its highs and where we are now. So as you guys know, price action almost hit 20K, or it did hit 20K over here, pretty much on BTC weekly.
You got BTC.
Next second, yeah, we're going over a quick little BTC analysis because we're at a new high. We're reaching new highs now. So, after the initial drop, the meltdown from BTC, we did have a second rally, which is pretty much where we are right now, between this monthly zone. So 11,580 between 13K 500 area. So this is really interesting, guys. So we have 3 days left on this weekly. If this price action closes up here, and especially above 13K, we're going to see some serious freaking movement, guys. We're actually going to start putting out more analysis on BTC as we get closer to, the significant zone. But it's looking pretty crazy. Huge bullish momentum. Nice continuation here. Huge rally, consolidation, then a break. So yeah, this thing is looking pretty interesting.
All right, sure. I'm gonna grab controls back from you.
Okay. This is a
And
light analysis on BTC. Nothing crazy, guys. Just wanted to bring it to your attention. Thought it was interesting.
all right,
All
so
right.
thanks for that, Nick.
Yep. Absolutely.
Let's get back on UCAD. So let's bump up to the daily time frame. Again, UCAD very bearish on multiple time frames here. Let's go down to the 4-hour. So ideally, we catch UCAD, popping back up on this 4-hour time frame into another lower high right here. But at the moment, we're at a low. We're at a weekly level of support. We could potentially see this thing even bump a little bit higher, or like I said, on the 1-hour, we're starting to see the formation of a flag. Haven't used this pattern in a while. Where's that one again? Right here. So we're starting to see, the formation of a potential flag in here, this little channel that's forming. So we'll keep an eye on this as this happens. But with UCAD, we're not really at a point right now where we could potentially get into an entry. We're going to have to just be a little bit more patient on this. I would need some sort of break really below this level, a retest to really enter. But again, this one's not too high on my watch list for today. So let me just draw this out for you guys. Yeah, this, boom. So we need to get back below this weekly level. We need some sort of break of this channel, this trend line, and a retest. And then that's when we would long into this lower level. So I'm going to leave this right here. We'll see how this one plays out. Let's bump over to NU. NU is interesting because let's bump up to the weekly time frame on NU. I know there's this fib. I'm just going to take it off for now. On the weekly time frame, basically what we're seeing on NU is we're up in the supply zone. We got this trend line. So a lot of weekly confirmation here, guys. And we also had this like gravestone doji, this doji large wick to the upside, low wick to the downside, which is a reversal candle. So we're getting some signs of reversal here as I go down time frames to the daily. And we just talked about on the 4-hour. 4-hour, we actually got to break a structure. We broke structure. Now we're pulling back. All we're looking for here now is we need that lower high to form. We need another lower high to form. Inevitably, this would have been a nice confluence area for it to form right here with resistance at the 618. But we didn't get, if you guys check, we didn't really get any clean bearish engulfings. We had this one right here. So in the course, we kind of break it down, trying to keep it really simple. We talk about multiple confirmations. Here, what would our multiple confirmations be? It would be this supply zone up here, which on the higher time frame, this trend line even, how it broke and it's retesting, 61.8 we have right there. And then there's, what is our final confirmation? We trade based on price action. We don't just put limit orders or anything like that. We trade based on executing what the chart is actually telling us, true technical analysis. So based on this area right now, I highlighted this like bearish engulfing little wick. As I broke that down to even the 30-minute and I looked, I said, okay, this is no break of structure on the 30-minute. 30-minute had actually been bullish for quite some time until this started to happen right here. Until this level. So we had this high form. I'm going to take that off. Then we pulled back. This is a higher low because we came through and we broke moving averages cross, broke through to the upside. And then what happened? We failed, formed a lower high, pulled back, formed a lower high right here, boom. So this right here, we could have all monitored on the 4-hour time frame. We didn't even need to come to that time frame, to the 30-minute. I want to stay on the 4-hour and wait for confirmation. If we're on the 4-hour, this tells us a better story as to what's going on. Look at this 4-hour engulfing, huge wick. Would you enter on that? No. You wouldn't enter on this 4-hour engulfing with a huge wick. And then the following candle, this doji candle, all that doji tells us is that it's a sign of reversal. And then now we can see this thing's popping back up. So as this thing pops back up, it's not ready yet to move. We're just going to wait on the 4-hour. Wait on the 4-hour time frame until we get a clear bearish engulfing. Look at this bearish engulfing here. Even in this area, we had bearish engulfing here. That we could have went down to the lower time frame, started to see what does structure look like. Again, up here, this area, these are all very clean transitions that are going on. That's why there's no wick. That's why there's a lot of volume. So that's what we got to wait for. So again, NU, we did break structure on the 4 hour, but this thing could retrace all the way up to this level, 100%. This could come all the way back up to this trend line, all the way up to this like 78.6, 88.6 area. So we're just waiting on this. I'm not looking to put anything out on this right now, and you guys will know. You guys will know in the signal room, if you guys are in there, what trades we're putting out. This one we've just been watching, and as always, we're being as patient as possible. So let's go over now to USEF. We put out a little trade on this earlier in the week, but let's just go through what we do every time frame again, all the way up on the monthly, kind of just a one look, getting to see where we're at. We're at this monthly level support, which makes us a little bit more cautious as to what's going on. Price found support here or resistance multiple times. And all this is telling me, guys, is not that this isn't telling me that we're going to bounce off this level. This is just telling me that this is a level that a lot of orders came in. So no matter what side of this level that we end up on, if it continues lower or goes higher, this thing is going to react pretty violently with a lot of volatility from this level. A lot of orders are going to jump in, and we're going to get a lot of movement. So as I come down to the weekly time frame, look and see what's going on. Just some candlestick analysis. Had some rejection of this level, pulled back, but then inevitably got a lot of buyers exhaustion again, and we're retesting this zone again. So this price is coming into the zone, grabbing buyers, coming into the zone, grabbing buyers, but we got to just stick to structure right now. So let's go down now to the daily time frame. So again, just going down time frames till we can see things a little bit more clearly. So down to the daily time frame, we're obviously very bearish, but we don't really see any lower highs form. So I'm just going to hit the 4 hour. So 4 hour time frame, this is why I inevitably took this entry the other day, is we were at this low, retested that level, pulled back, and we formed this lower high. If I were to fib this from the high to the low, we retested 38.2 really well, resistance right here. So a couple confirmations there. And then obviously price action told us exactly what we needed. We had, multiple bearish variations, here, right here, bearish variation, here, bearish engulfing, and inevitably we got in on it in this area down there. So a lot of price action telling us to be bearish. Now at this point, what am I looking for? We could potentially pull back now. If I hit the 30-minute time frame, or I'm going to hit the 1 hour. If I hit the 1 hour time frame, look at structure on this time frame. We need some movement. We're starting to consolidate. I don't know right now the direction of what we're going to do. Ideally, we need to, again, bump below this level. So I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to either wait until we come back up and retest this 200-day moving average and find rejection, or we fall back below this monthly level, this key level, and then we head lower. So again, just to reiterate, this monthly key level is just an area where previously a lot of orders were placed. That doesn't mean that this is essentially support or resistance. It acts as both. So we're not like just looking at this level like this is where buyers sit. Sellers or buyers can sit here, but we just know that price is going to move pretty aggressively off that level. So let's go over now to UJ. Let's take a look at what's going on, because we got this trade out right now. We're coming back a little bit, which is okay. But Nick went over this, just back up to the daily time frame. I want to look at one thing. This is where we're at right now, and I want you guys to look at price right here. This is a similar situation that we're in right now. We got the pullback, and then inevitably we started to fall off from that level. That's kind of where we're at right now. I pulled up a screenshot of that because this is what I'll do. I'll try to look for previous situations in the market that look similar to where we're at now, just to kind of keep me confident in the move right now, see how things reacted in that way. And because the pair is going to move similar, the pair is going to move similar based on how it has reacted in the past. So as we can see here, price inevitably on this 1 hour time frame had this large pullback, and we started to range a little bit. And then what really happened here is this level was broken at this point right here, and we had all these lower highs form. We had this last pullback, which probably stopped out a lot of people realistically. This pulled back, and then again, these are more entry opportunities right here. Entry opportunity again right here, entry opportunity, and then right here, another entry opportunity. So as I come back to our chart and go down to the 1 hour time frame, we want to see things, very similar to how they were there. And inevitably, we're starting to break this 1 hour level. Boom, we pulled back. We just found a lower high right there. We got our stops up in this level. So we look like we're in a good spot. Let's look at this one more time. 200-day moving average ranged around that quite a bit. Here, it's a little bit different because we actually popped above it. So we're going to continue to hold this trade, with UJ, and we will basically see where life takes us. Last but not least, let's go to GJ. That's going to be the final pair that we square up for today. And this was a little trade last night that played out that we actually could have gotten in on that looked, pretty well. But I just want to start weekly time frame. Boom. Weekly time frame. Overall, we're bearish, but we're not exactly in any sort of bearish confluence area yet. We're at a resistance level for sure right here. And people in the course know this. How do we draw support and resistance based on situations on both sides of the market? Here's support. Here's resistance. This is what we're currently retesting right now. So as I go down to the daily time frame, this came up, started to form on a lower time frame, looks like some sort of rectangle or something, some sort of flag. As I come down to the lower time frame, still very bullish. This is a higher low that formed on the 4 hour. If we just watch, I'm going to go down time frames and break it down, but we pulled back, then this bullish pressure, boom, 3 bullish candles in a row, came right through, popped up, retested. Let's go down to the lower time frame and take a look at how that looked. So all the way down to the lower time frame, on the 30-minute, we were bearish, forming lower lows, lower high, lower low, or retesting this low. Then we formed this lower high. This broke, retest. This was on yesterday's live session that happened in the middle of the night. Very similar to GU. So that happened, and we broke above. We're waiting for the pullback, and then these are entries, guys, all right here. This is an entry right here. And then I wouldn't exactly consider this an entry because that wick is major. But basically, that would have been your entry right there, just that bullish engulfing. This one a little bit more aggressively. And then we just would have put our stops like right below that level. Our targets would have been at least 1-to-1 at first. And then, inevitably a little bit higher. I just marked this red line. That would have been our targets. That's resistance level. And that's a 2-0. So, we hit that high. We pulled back. We actually came back to break even. But this is just a trade idea, again, that we potentially would have been in just based on simple rules, 4-hour structure, 30-minute break, pull back, entry. That's all we're looking for over and over and over again, guys. So this is GJ. This is going to be the final pair that we go over for today. Again, if you guys want to enter into the giveaway, into the Discord giveaway, just put your name in the chat. We're not going to go over CAD JPY. That's a pair that me and Nick personally don't trade too much. So, there was a lot offered in this session. This is going to be put on YouTube afterwards, the full recording real quick. Just to end off, you guys are interested, premium signals, we got the promotion going on right now. Normally it's $75 per month. It is just $149 for a one-time fee. So if you guys want to get in on that, just shoot me a message. Everything that's included is signals, fundamental updates, our trading plan, these live sessions. These live sessions are free, but everything inside of this program builds off these live sessions. So the analysis, the signals, the fundamentals, it all works together. So, we pride ourselves on delivering more than you guys even think that you're going to get. So that's the deal that we got going on right now, and that's pretty much it for me today. Pass it over to Nick.
So guys,
sign off.
Definitely check out this opportunity if you're interested. But just to reiterate, guys, this is the last live session of the week. The next time we'll see you guys will be on Sunday for the Sunday Market Blitz, tackling the next week. All right?
Hell yeah. So finish the week strong, guys. If you're in trades, continue to maintain them. We'll probably look to get in maybe on one more order. But again, tomorrow on Friday, we're probably not going to trade anything. Tomorrow's NFP, though, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so tomorrow's NFP, 8:30 a.m. So be careful. That just means that non-farm payroll is going to be reported within the U.S. So that just means that there's going to be a lot of volatility.
Yep, expectedly. But anyway, guys,
Oh, yeah.
thank you guys for joining in, and we'll see you on Sunday. Happy trading. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Yeah, enjoy your weekend. Peace out. What's up, Brucey?